My name is Jolene Gair and I'm a STGA Green Badge Tourist Guide for Shetland. 2022 is Visit Scotland's Year of Stories, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about Up Helly Aa, which should have been taking place today but has unfortunately been cancelled for the past 2 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Up Helly Aa is a Viking fire festival that takes place in Lerwick on the last Tuesday of January each year. Under normal circumstances, it's one of 11 fire festivals that takes place during the winter months from January to March. For the Lerwick Up Helly Aa, the day starts with the Guizer Jarl, who's the Viking chief, and his squad of Vikings, who will parade around town accompanied by the galley, which is the Viking longship. They will visit schools and various other public buildings before the main fiery event takes place in the evening. In the evening, they are joined by almost 1,000 other men, all dressed up in fancy dress and organised into squads. Each one will be carrying a burning torch, and they'll also have a theme for their squad which will continue throughout the evening, but a little bit more on that later. The procession takes place through the main streets of Lerwick, where special songs is sung, and then eventually the galley is dragged into a park. It's circled by the Guizers, and they all toss their burning torches into the galley and set it alight. This represents how a Viking chief, a Jarl, was sent to Valhalla during Norse times, which is Viking heaven. After that starts 12 hours of partying. Each squad takes it in turn to visit 11 halls or venues that are open for the evening. When they're at the hall, they'll perform an act to do with the theme of their squad. They'll have a dance, they'll have a drink, they'll have something to eat, and then they'll move on to the next hall and do it all over again. They finally finish that party about 9 o'clock the next morning, so it's not for the faint-hearted. That's just a very quick introduction into what you can expect as a visitor or guest to the Lerwick Up Helly Aa. But have you ever wondered what it might be like for the Guizer Jarl himself? The Jarl is elected to a special committee 13 years ahead of his big day, and he has full control over the design of the suits, helmets, shields and galley. It is a great honour to be elected for this position. We're going to talk now to an ex-Jarl, Lyall Gair. Lyall was Guizer Jarl in 2017 and has just recently qualified as a Green Badge Tourist Guide for Shetland. Thanks for joining me today, Lyall. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
All suited and booted. So what we'd like to find out a bit more about is what Up Helly Aa was like from a Jarl's perspective. So just want to hear some of your thoughts on what your big day was like. Tell me first though, when did you get involved with Up Helly Aa?
Well, the first time I really got involved was in 1990 when me and my brother and my father were out in John Mattison's Jarl squad. I was 10-year-old at the time, and the build up to it was similar to Christmas, excitement, and to be involved with it for such a young age, it kind of, being young or old, you're never too young to get involved with Up Helly Aa, but for 10-year-old, our family was very much so, and Dad was squad leader for John Mattison, and just being able to help me bits of the suit and just working on it, and then going and actually strand the suit half around Lerwick was pretty cool at the time, and just an exciting thing to be involved with. And then it just, the momentum really went for there. My dad was a galley builder, so he helped at all the winters making the longship, and I got involved with that as a teenager, and then started my apprenticeship as a joiner, and then for there really started to think about like joining the committee and being a pair to it, because I'd been helping out for years and been a Guizer for years, but always kind of thought it'd be cool to get more involved and then give an opportunity to some of my family and friends that aren't really involved with Up Helly Aa to have a chance to be in a Jarl squad.
Yeah.
And just pushed on for there. I was at 24, I joined the committee, and being a joiner to trade, I got the role of being a galley foreman. So for a good number of years I was in charge of making sure that we put something out that was as good as the year before, and the painters came in and put the finishing touches to what the Jarl wanted, and every galley went out early in the morning, and by 8:30, 9 o'clock at night it's in ashes. So you build something over the winter, but really the galley itself only spends 12-13 hours outside for one day, and 1,000 torches roughly is thrown into it, and it's burnt in minutes, sometimes faster if it's really windy, because the torches can fairly go through a galley, but enjoyable. So
no, that's really good. I remember always being really sad when I was a little girl watching the galley burn, because it seemed such a shame to burn such beautiful boats, but you forgot that was their purpose. They were being designed to be burnt, basically.
Yeah, well, we were pretty much the same. It's in young age of time being involved, but always went and stood at our same spots with my mum and my grandmother, and we watched the procession, and then you get closer and go towards the park for the final burning, and it's just that final ending is still awesome to watch, and kind of fireworks display of the weather's good, and but just the smell of the torches as well, and when it goes dark just before the light up, the street lights go off, you kind of, it's getting close, and just a really good thing to be involved with.
Yeah.
And we researched our items, and as a joiner I wanted to have a wooden design shield, and as much kind of rustic, kind of dark browns and leathers and greens, more earthy kind of colours, and it's the axe itself is also got like a club on the end, so it's like a hammerhead axe, so it can do a bit of damage whichever way you kind of had it. But the effort that goes into it through a squad, we're probably designing our suit 2 years in advance, and then really started working on the shields about 18 months to go, and then pushed on, had a team working on each kind of item, and then the costume itself. The helmet is more kind of a few kind of ideas that pinged around. We wanted something that would kind of disguise yourself and also look a bit scary. It's quite a heavy helmet, but a lot of details gone into it, and our boys took a lot of time putting this together. Probably our most expensive item in the suit, but I think it was well worth it for us. We set ourselves a budget, and we were paying in monthly for 20 years, and you kind of didn't miss it when it was just coming off monthly, and we set ourselves a target, and we came in 20% on the budget for our effort we did, mainly because we did a lot of work ourselves, and created the leather, the lead work finish here as well was done, and one of our boys made jigs to finish it off. We were looking to get, we wanted to be as kind of beaten and old fashioned, and our wolf design just ties in again. Wolf is kind of a creature that I would associate myself like an animal that can do a lot of damage, but also you'd say it's quite a bony looking animal as well. So, but so that was router doot, and then the costume itself, it's leather work and sheepskins cut to fit, and chainmail, and then just like a Hessian kind of kirtle, and we also have our gauntlets, you kind of armbands as they would say, and this one that we got as well, just also a nice right hook if you wanted to say it, but what boots we got was Doc Martens, and again, it's probably one of the most expensive things of our suit, but comfortable feet wear on a day like Up Helly Aa is something that's crucial, because you've got it on for 24 hours.
And did you enjoy Up Helly Aa Day itself?
Yeah, so many things, and I've got a bit of one of those kind of startle brains, so I always mind off everything. In the morning itself, getting going and seeing all the gang together and more families, going past my grandmother's door in St Silver's Street, and she'd seen 40 or 50 galleys go past her door, and just to see her grandson, and then my brother there, my cousin and son-in-laws, and her great-grandson there, just really good to have that moment. Huge lover of Helly Aa, a hostess back in her day, and moving on to the schools and the singing at schools, like you got in there and they were just ready to go, they were buzzing because they've been waiting for you, and that Up Helly Aa is a big thing at schools, and just the noise that comes from them.
Yeah.
Absolutely tremendous. Civic reception. The weather outside wasn't great, but we got decent enough photos. Wings on the helmet definitely pat my neck through a bit strain, but it's one of those things you sign up for. Once you kind that you're going to have to someday, if you get fair enough, you'll have the helmet with the wings and the shield and axe comes with the costume and the breastplate. That's your Jarl outfit, but the design of your suit is something that you can then wear from then on, and we've had good use of our suits, been to a lot of functions and had a few trips away and abroad, so it's been most enjoyable, and getting to the evening's event and seeing my family at Culbertson Park, my partner and Eva, Lynn and Eva, and then Mum coming up and getting floors with them and having a chat with my sisters and that, so just really enjoyable family event. It just it kickstarts the year for what's a dark, dour January. The build up for all the festivals around Shetland are tremendous. And just getting to go and watch a procession and sitting at the sidelines and watching the Guizers and hearing the noise and smelling the paraffin, it's just something's in your blood, and I love it. And hopefully we'll not have to wait too long before another festival happens again.
No, fingers crossed for next year.
So we'll get a dashing white sergeant.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Lyall.
No problem, Jolene.
Good seeing you.
Thank you.